have reached the final week of our study. Together, we've cleared out the mental attic of the past, used the gentle eraser of denial to wipe away old beliefs, and finally allowed the heart to begin its own healing. But as we step into this new way of being, we run into a final, deeply rooted obstacle. Most of us were raised on the idea that life is an endless battle, a place where only those who fight the hardest actually survive. Think of our typical use of willpower like a swimmer caught in a strong river. We turn around and start swimming furiously against the current. We aren't actually getting anywhere. We are just using every ounce of our energy just to avoid being swept away. We apply this same frantic effort to our daily lives. We feel we must fight for our health, battle for a promotion, or constantly struggle against people we've labeled as enemies. Relying on this kind of sheer human effort is like trying to run your whole life on a backup battery. It works for a moment, but eventually the power runs out, leaving us burnt out, drained, and exactly where we started. Now imagine that same exhausted swimmer simply stopping. They take a breath and tread water, allowing the chaotic splashing to finally settle. When we stop the splashing, we can see a strange phenomenon. Fighting a problem requires us to stay locked in a close, tense embrace with it. That struggle creates a constant friction that keeps the problem right in the center of our lives. As long as your hands are pressed hard against a wall to push it away, your entire world is defined by that wall. By providing the counterpressure, you are actually the one keeping the relationship with the obstacle alive. This is why the things we fight most fiercely seem to stay with us the longest. Our intense focus acts like a power line. When we battle a situation, our mental energy feeds the very thing we're trying to eliminate. If we retract those arrows and stop the push, the obstacle loses power and dissolves back into nothingness. We realize then that our exhaustion doesn't really come from the situation itself. It comes from the immense effort we've spent trying to push back against it. Our attention functions a lot like a currency. In the landscape of our minds, whatever we pay attention to is what we are essentially funding in our reality. If we spend our day obsessing over an enemy or a negative condition, we are making a direct deposit into its existence. We are paying for the very thing we say we don't want. Choosing to step out of the struggle is a strategic move to stop that funding. It's a decision to stop investing our mental resources in a conflict that isn't serving us. When we stop providing the energy for the struggle, the problem is forced to fade away. This act of letting go shows our total allegiance to the good we want to see, rather than the problems we've been fighting. It's common to worry that if we stop fighting, we'll become a doormat, or that we have to accept bad behavior. But choosing not to struggle is actually a position of immense strength. Think of it this way. Imagine a messenger arrives at your door with a heavy, dirty package. Inside is a mess of someone else's anger or a sense of chaos. If you argue with the messenger and try to push the package back, you've already engaged. You end up signing for it, bringing it inside, and feeling the full weight of that mess in your own home. You've claimed the chaos. True strength is looking at that package and simply saying, "I didn't order this." You return it to the sender by calmly closing the door. While human willpower wants to use a sword to fight the messenger, trusting in a deeper universal intelligence acts like a shield. It protects your peace without requiring you to strike a single blow. Practicing this level of selection makes you the guardian of your own consciousness. You are actively protecting your peace by being very careful about what you allow into your life. Let's return to the river one last time. It's time to stop treading water. You can finally lay down your weapons and just lean back. There is an incredible sense of relief when you pop to the surface. You discover that when you stop the thrashing, the water holds you. You are being carried effortlessly by a current that is finally allowed to do the work for you. This is a state of deep trust, a realization that the universe is a self-organizing, benevolent system. We can trust that the river knows exactly where it's going. From our narrow perspective, we might see moments that look like dark, ugly shadows. But just like a grand oak tree needs its shadows to have depth and strength, these moments are part of a massive, intelligent whole that is always working for our evolution. So drop the sword. Let go of the need to force your life into shape. Embrace the willingness to simply float. When you stop fighting the current, you don't sink. You are carried into a vibrant, peaceful reality where your highest good is waiting. Real power is not found in how hard you can push. It is found in the moment you drop the rope, let your body relax, and finally trust the current to take you home.